So, in the second paragraph of Aristotle's Poetics, which is imbued with the theory of imitation in large, and he has actually cited some painters of Italy, and he said that if they paint, then they have painted not in accord with the life, means they have actually coded it beyond either life, or it should be they have done beyond life, so it must follow the imitation. So this is the reason he has actually cited the examples of polyglotters or diagnosis. Just like ourselves, this difference it is that distinguishes tragedy and comedy also. So the level of imitation also differentiate between tragedy and comedy. The meaning is that for tragedy there should be another mode of imitation, and for comedy there should also be another kind of imitation, because both have got the different purpose to entertain the audiences, spectators. One has to make you, one has to arouse catharsis, and the other has to arouse laughter. No, so both have got different purposes, so their medium of imitation should also be different. The one would make its personality worse, and the other better than the mean in actual life. A third difference in these arts is in the manner in which each kind of object is imitated. So first paragraph, that is how should be imitated, second paragraph what should be imitated, and the third paragraph lays emphasis on how it should be imitated. So a third difference in these arts that come, because he has already cited that their difference in imitation would be on three level, and in the so he has actually in the third paragraph he has actually said the difference of imitation in the manner, because if we switch to the first paragraph, he has already said that the imitations can be differentiated, imitation can be seen on the difference level, means on the level of difference would be three. First, they can differ in the kind, means the kind, that is what it is objected, what it is objected or represented, what it is imitated, and thereafter what is imitated, difference in objects, and in the last paragraph he said that how we should imitate those things, or how we should imitate it. So a third difference in the arts in the manner in which each kind of object is imitated. For example, why object? Because because his guru has already said that literature is thrice removed from reality. Correct. So real beauty lies in the mind of God, and God creates man, and literature is created by man. So it is thrice removed from reality. Another way of thrice removal is that real beauty lies in the mind of the nature, in the world of nature. For example, if a poet visualizes a beautiful flower, so real beauty is the reality, correct, and then he grabs the ideas of imitating it into the literature. So the first beautiful creation, you can say, the assumption about the beauty of the flower first is created in the mind of the poet after watching or after visualizing the dancing flower, and thereafter when he paints down into the on the paper, then it is thrice removed, because the first is the sight which he could see, and second is in the mind, and the third is that is literature. This is thrice removed from reality. So given both the same means and the same kinds of object for imitation, one may either speak at one moment in narrative or another in the assumed character, as Homer does. One may remain same about throughout with any such change. The imitators may represent the whole story dramatically, as though they were actually doing the things described. As we said that at the beginning, therefore the differences in the imitation of these arts come under three head: their means, their objects, and their manner. ये बताया ना आपको, हाँ है ना. So this is, so their means, what they are. So such that as an imitator, Sophocles, who is actually Greek playwright, Euripides it happens to be his masterpiece, Euripides. Sophocles will be on the side akin to Homer, both portraying good men. And on the other, Aristophanes. Aristophanes is father of fable. Aesop. And Aristophanes is one of them. Aristophanes has also got some sort of Aesop's fable. Since both represent their personality as acting or doing. See, he has cited one comedy writer, correct, and another one is Sophocles. So he has compared Sophocles with the Homer because both have got some sort of elegiac or you can say tragic figure. But if you talk about the Aristophanes, since both present personage means characters, but their medium of imitation is different. One imitates from another world and another imitates from another world. So this is in fact, according to some, is the reason for plays being termed dramas, because in play the personage act the story. Means the story acts on the basis of the action of the story or actions in the story be defined with determined whether it is comedy or whether it is what tragedy. No. So man has got the most creative power. Imitation is natural to man from childhood. One of the advantage is that it is more creative and more powerful in imitation in comparison to animals. यहाँ पे this is the one of his advantage is that over the animal being this he is the most imitative creature in the world. बड़ा जतन से मनुष्य तन पाते हैं. This is the meaning. And learns his earliest lessons by imitation. We start, but do the children do? Two characteristics or two things, two beautiful nature of a child is. First is that it imitates, and the second is that it's a stubbornness. Whatever he decides, whatever he wants, he must be given. So imitation and stubbornness, jiddi, are the two nature of childhood. So a man learns imitating the things. So this is the two causes of creating poetry. One, what is you see, what is you imitate, what you see that you bring into literature, and another one is that what you experienced, what you encounters and in your life, that is also that also become cause for creation or composition of any poetry. Means either we create a new story or we create the story on the basis of experiences or the history. In total, we can say. So two causes are for composition of any work of art. And it is also natural for all to delight in the works of imitation. So herein lies that the fusion of bringing delightness into literature. So all nature for to delight in the works of imitation. The truth of second point is shown by experience. Though the objects themselves may be painful to see, we delight to view the most realistic representation of them in art forms. Why we delight? The representation, for example, यहाँ पे ये कह रहा है कि though the presentation is not the presentation which is showing on the stage is not one which creates laughter and which creates emotion and pity. You goes against on the virtue of the person who is representing those emotions. For example, if a villain is beaten or villain is, then we what we do? Because we know that what for he is beaten. But if hero is suffered, then we start indulging